Greg Barnes with Ross Martin here at Little John Coliseum in Clemson, South Carolina. North Carolina, 78, it's third straight loss for UNC. First time UNC has lost 3 straight games since the 2013-14 season. And Ross, it was really more of the same. I mean, Clemson was 15 of 30 from three-point range. At the end of the game, I think it really kind of gives an indication of where UNC's defensive problems are. The game was tied, 74 each. UNC is unable to defend a ball screen, and I know it probably could have been called a moving screen, but Kenny Williams was unable to get around it, and so they get an open look from 3 that Marquise Reed drills, and then next possession down, just a complete breakdown and on the ball defense allowed Clemson to get into the paint and hit a shot, and all of a sudden they're up 5. So that pretty much ended it. But a lot of the same things that we've talked about, Ross. And at this point in time, I don't see it getting any better.
Yeah, I think it's kind of this is what this team is, a team that can't defend the 3. It's been like that for multiple games now, a team that struggles to score at times. And without Theo Pinson, I thought they looked lost for much of the first half. They kind of figured it out in the second half. Positive takeaways would be, Joel Berry kind of putting the team on his back, and then Cameron Johnson kind of shooting out of his mind to bring UNC back to tie the game with 2 minutes left, which I thought was pretty amazing considering how bad they looked in the first half. They don't have interior scoring. Luke May had a down game, and you kind of saw the effects of that. Sterling Manley and Garrison Brooks gave what they could, but they're just not ready. So I think at this point in the season, 23 games in, we kind of know what this team is. They're going to have to grind out wins. They're gonna win a few games on lucky chances, and they're going to lose some games because they just don't have enough offense, and they're really struggling on defense.
Yeah, I think one of the frustrating things is if you go back to Saturday, the NC State game, I mean, the guys that played great, May and Theo Pinson, and then you come to this game, and this game were Joel and Cam, as you mentioned. So if they can get 3 of those guys to have a good game together, and granted Pinson didn't play tonight, but then all of a sudden you can win a lot of these games. But the 3-point field goal percentage defense is such a crazy stat. The last 3 games, so in this losing streak, opponents are shooting 47% from 3, which is bad enough, but they're averaging 14 made threes in each of those games. Which is really, really kind of insane. But Theo Pinson said after the game, while he didn't get to see the first half, he watched the second half. And the fact that North Carolina shot 64% and they rallied from a 16-point deficit to tie the game there in the final 2 minutes, that speaks to what this team can do. But yet, again and again, they've struggled putting complete games together.
Yeah, and I spoke with Joel Berry after the game, and he because he's been on teams that have won games and been able to blow out teams, and he's frustrated they can't put it all together in the last 3 games and losses throughout the season because he knows what it takes. He knows that this team really doesn't have it or aren't given that complete effort at this point. And they're going to be out with Jalik Felton. We don't know how long that's going to miss, and so Joel Berry's going to have to play even more and put more of the team on his shoulders. It looks like Theo Pinson will be back on Saturday. That's what we heard in the locker room. So that's reassuring for UNC. But it's a lot. You don't see this team getting out in transition at all. There's not that much. Like the interior scoring, and they have to rely on the 3. So it is what it is here in Little John Coliseum as UNC drops their 3rd straight and look for Pitt on Saturday.
Yeah, so quick look ahead.
Yeah.
This team is 5-5. We're going to give them the win at Pitt.
Okay.
Against Pitt.
Okay.
Because Pitt is not good. That is not a good basketball team. But after that, a very tough slate. What do you think the key is for this team? If you could pick one thing to get better at between now and next week when that brutal stretch starts.
They've got to have scoring consistently from Joel Berry, Cameron Johnson, Luke May, and Theo Pinson, at least 3 of those 4. I think if Cam can knock down 3 or 4 threes, that helps UNC tremendously. It looks like Kenny Williams continues to struggle, and so if Cameron Johnson can consistently emerge as a threat, that's huge for this team. And Joel Berry playing at the high level as well, because it seems like rebounding's been okay. And I don't know about this 3-point defense because it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better.
Yeah, it's funny. At the beginning of the year, we talked about, okay, we doing because he has a great start to the year. We knew what Joel Berry is going to give you. Who's going to be that 3rd guy? And here we are, the end of January, still talking about that. So
yeah, I think we have the team figured out a little bit better though than then.
Yeah, for sure. All right, for Ross Martin, I'm Greg Barnes here at Little John.